Welcome to In the Quest podcast, where we play the weird and obscure. I'm one of the co-hosts, Guido, and today I'm joined again by the captain. Welcome, Captain Podomax. How are you doing, Podomax?
Thank you. I'm doing good. I'm very glad to be back in this other episode of the special music episode.
Yeah. My other co-host, my wonderful bandana-loving co-host, is also here. Scotch and Hobbies. Welcome, Scotch. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm definitely wearing a very large bandana.
With very cute Kirby's on it.
It has lots of Kirby's on it. I love it.
Okay, wow. Today we're joined together to do another ITQ soundtrack episode where we listen to indie game music and respond on it. We take turn and we all brought our own little soundtracks. And,
the usual, right?
Like usual. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Yeah, let's just get started with Podomax. What kind of track do you have?
All right. For my first track, I've chosen a track from a game you probably never heard of. It's called Dino Melt. So it's a short gated exploration game where you traverse like caverns with a dinosaur and it's like all cheese melting. I've chosen the end credit themes. It reminds me a bit of the Donkey Kong Country end credits. It's very vibrant. It's chill, but it's also like a bit sentimental. I really, really like it. So I'm gonna share that with you. I often listen to this song while I'm cheese shopping, as you do.
That's a very cool chiptune track. I like that.
And what is it made? Do you know that? What sound system?
No, well, it was a web game. I played on. It's on Newgrounds actually. So I don't know which software was used to generate this chiptune, but I really like the whole OST has this vibe, and I really really like this game. It's just very unique all around.
Yeah, the music reminds me a bit of pumpkin soup or something, like orange and hot and bubbly, and
Yeah,
everybody eats it but actually don't like it, but still has a smile on their face. Something like that. I don't know.
That's a perfect description for this game. Like
Very sweet as well.
yeah.
What do you think, Scotch?
I like it. I mean, like I said, it's a very chill chiptune. I don't know. I wouldn't say my music literacy is all that high, so I don't necessarily have the proper descriptors to I don't know, just express how that song makes me feel. But I do enjoy it.
That's very fair.
Good.
I'm not super musically inclined either.
I can tell you that
Me
I
neither.
like it.
Anyway, what kind of track did you bring, Scotch?
So I brought my first track is from a game that I played recently called Windbound, and this track is called The Crossing by a composer named Xander Hulme, Hulme. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this game is kind of a mix between like survival crafting and The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. And this particular track plays in like this in-between world as you progress between the different levels of the game. It's pretty chill. I like it. That is one of my favorite games I've played so far this year.
Wow, it's a very epic, epic soundtrack, I guess. It feels a bit like for me, if I had to grab something from the other side of the room, blindfolded with bare feet, with all Lego bricks on the floor, and then when I just get there without touching the Lego bricks on the other side of the room.
Yeah. I
It's
can
really,
see that.
really that kind of
Yeah,
adventure.
because there's like multiple sections in the song. It's very complex. At some points, it's very foreboding, like nothing's possible, and then the strings start to enter the song, and then it's very hopeful, and then the piano starts, and it's like nothing can stop me now. It's just the most epic soundtrack out there, and then it comes back to the foreboding way. So I really like that it really weaves in all these different emotions throughout the song.
Yeah, 100%. Great. Well, my first song is a very appropriate first song, actually. And it's from a game I'm currently playing as well. And I never brought this game to the show before, so this may be your first. You hear about it. This song is from Zero Ranger, and that's a sort of bullet hell shoot 'em up.
That's a tough game.
And it's a tough game, and it's also a very beautiful game. The song is called. It's the opening track of the first stage, and it's called "It May Be Greenish," and it's by Ip Grosgi. They're Finnish developers, and they did their music themselves. And yeah, let's have a listen. So what did you think?
It's very upbeat, very up-tempo. It feels like a song that would be in a shooter.
Yeah, well, what I thought was like this song could be in like almost any genre. Like it could be a song for a racing game, a fighting game, a Mega Man X level, platformer, boss. I feel like this song is very, very good, very upbeat, and it could really fit a lot of different scenarios. But it also perfectly matches the shooter genre.
I think it uses this bit of the same sounds Mega Man X is using. As far as I know, they used just MIDI and Windows instruments, but I'm
Wow.
not sure. But
Yeah.
it's pretty impressive. They made this game together with two people. Yeah, they're quite brilliant,
And
I
you,
guess.
Guido, what did you have in mind when you chose that song? What kind of experience?
Ooh, I, I, I can't unsee what I'm seeing when I hear this track because I played this so much. Because it's the opening track of this game. It's really hard to imagine anything else than just get bombarded with a lot of bullets while feeling very good about it. Yeah, it's quickly becoming one of my favorite games ever.
Wow.
So it's really
Well, that's a
addictive.
great
Yeah.
pick.
So check it out, Zero Ranger. Yeah.
Back
Cool.
to me, I guess.
Let's go.
Sorry.
I lost track. Who
Yeah,
was
yeah,
first?
I was
Who
I was first. I'm gonna go again. So for my second track, I've chosen a song from a 3D platformer, so a new genre in this IQ episode. So it's from a platformer called Poi. It's kind of a basic 3D platformer. It really takes a lot of cues from Super Mario 64, but without like the complexity of the movement. But there's one track that I absolutely love in that game, and it's the Sky Overworld theme. It's the perfect adventure soundtrack. It's like the boat music from Wind Waker. It's like the perfect adventure track. It just it gets me pumped up. I always listen to this while my washing machine is going to be filled up. So it pumps me up for doing some washing of my clothes.
Nice. Let's have a listen. cool track. I can see this, putting this on when I'm on the toilet or something, when I'm like constipated for 5 days, and then
You just need a little push, right?
I think, yeah, this will work. It works until that final climax. The ending feels like a release of that 5 days of constipation. It's really, really nice.
Yeah,
It
it's both
really
an
feels
adventure
good.
and
I think that's
sentimental at the same time.
right. Yeah, it is a sort of form of closure in the end. It's really, yeah, it sheds a tear, I think. Yeah, I mean, you lose something of you, right?
That's one way to put it, for sure. What about you, Sketch?
Oh, I liked it. I don't think I liked it as much as Guido liked it, but I liked it.
Yeah, if I can add anything, I feel like this song is a bit. It kind of doesn't fit the game at the same time. It's like I feel like this song is very high quality. It feels cinematic, while the game is like it's well made, but it's like a lower tier 3D platformer. So I think it's clashing a little bit in terms of quality. But every time I finish, I don't remember what you collect in this game. I think it's ribbons, but whenever I collect the star of the level and you come back to the overworld, this starts and I just get so pumped up to continue playing for another bit.
Cool one. Okay, let's continue on. Scorch, what do you have for us?
So the next song that I wanted to bring, this is the shortest song that I brought, clocking it at a whopping 1 minute and 10 seconds. This is from a game called Riddled Corpses, which is a top-down twin-stick bullet hell shooter. It was $2 on the PlayStation Store, so you can imagine the kind of games that I'm playing sometimes. But I love this game. I thought it was a lot of fun, and you're going to hear this song over and over again because it's the first level of the game, and as you're trying to play through and beat the game, you're going to constantly hear this first level.
That was a short one. But it should be looping probably. So maybe for the show we can loop it twice or 3 times to get everyone totally annoyed.
I was ready for a second loop. Like, wow.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's just do a second loop now. I'm going to press replay. Yeah, it's really like Game Boy Batman and Game Boy Ghostbusters had a baby together.
Yeah, I can see that. That Game Boy Batman game is pretty good, though.
But yeah, they like, I don't know how Batman makes babies with the Ghostbusters. Do you have
Well,
an
it's
idea for
mostly
that?
just crossing the streams, right?
I guess.
What this song remind me of was like hearing the Famicom disc system of the Castlevania soundtrack. Like this felt like an NES song, but it has a lot of layers, and that's really what brings this song really to a next level. It's like very upbeat, and there's the bass, and there's the melody, and just all these layers competing one another. It just gets you pumping.
Yep.
Yeah. I would like to just say that I do think this game is actually like kind of under everybody's radar because it's, you know, it's buried in the cheap games on storefronts, and it is actually quite a good game, and a successful run through is like 15 or 20 minutes. But it took me 10 hours to get that
Wow.
15 or 20 minutes.
That sounds very exciting.
Yeah, and probably when you're done with it, then you feel very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I finished it at like 2 a.m. one day.
That's a good sign of a good game.
Wow. And probably you couldn't sleep for 2 other hours after that.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's continue with my song. I brought a song from Good Boy Galaxy, which is actually a new Game Boy Advance game released in the end of last year. It's a really, really great sort of puzzle Metroidvania thingy with a dog as protagonist. And yeah, so it's actually a Game Boy Advance soundtrack. And yeah, let's have a listen. They didn't list who made it. So, Good Boy Galaxy, it's called Factory Reset.
That's pretty intense for a Game Boy Advance game.
Yeah, the GBA doesn't have like the best reputation for music, so it felt like a trap remix of an GBA soundtrack. It didn't feel like a real GBA soundtrack to me. Which is like a good thing. It's really impressive what those guys managed to pull off this tiny little system from 2001.
Yeah, I think maybe because we don't live in limitations of cartridge size anymore,
Oh yeah.
that they didn't have to compress the sounds anymore. So it's actually a really long soundtrack. There's a lot of songs on it, and they're all like a bit, maybe a bit Aphex Twinny, weird drum and bass sometimes, kind of like the flat bass they do a lot, and it's weird to hear that on a really small Game Boy speaker, but it really works for me. It's really impressive what they did, and actually a very impressive game.
It somehow reminded me of like the portraits of the fighters in Super Punch-Out. I don't know. It felt like a factory worker boxer could have this theme when you see his portrait come up. But I know
you just want to punch your face when you hear this music.
Yeah. I want to I want to punch some good boys.
I mean, I could see it being like a theme for one of the Robot Masters and like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine on Genesis. It kind of has that Genesis feel to it a little bit.
All right.
Which is really cool.
Nice deep pick, Guido.
I can't wait for your pick.
All right. So I'm going to go for my third song then. And I couldn't pass up the opportunity to plug myself in. So I've chosen a song from one of my games on my itch page, and the game is called Wingless Workload. It's an arcade Game & Watch style platformer, like the Donkey Kong Country game from Game & Watch Gallery, and the song is from the third level, which is in an empty hive. So the song is called Empty Hive, and the guy who made it is called John Pon. I think it's pronounced Yon Pon. I'm not sure. But yeah, the guy is really amazing. He does some chip tune. I don't know which software he does it. He does that with. I think he does a lot of tracks with FamiTracker. I don't know if this one was made with FamiTracker, but the guy is really, really good. He pumped up like 5 different music songs for my game in like 10 days. And this one is just my favorite one. It's really buzzing. When you have like an itch on your back and want to scratch it, that's like the perfect song to listen to while you scratch your back.
And also it has bees in it, probably.
Yeah, you play as a bee and you try to save your queen bee. So if you want to play a game with a bee for any reason, for like a podcast in another network, this could work, yeah.
Well, those dissonant tones make it sound a little drunk or something. It reminds me of one night of clubbing when I was like dancing very wildly on the and very drunk
on the dance floor.
On the dance floor, and I swung a beer bottle in someone's face accidentally while dancing, and that time. Yeah, the party was over directly. All the lights gone on and blood on the floor. And the police and the ambulance had to come. And yeah, I was in jail for that night. But yeah, good times. Yeah, nice
Yeah,
song.
the song, like the music from the clubhouse was still like vibrating through you.
It's really that strange and deranged experience. Weird. That in the end you think what happened. That was actually my experience, and that's with this song as well. I don't know. Do you share my feelings, Scotch?
Yes. I've never hit somebody in the face with a bottle though.
Good.
At least not yet.
It was an accident.
But yeah, I'm just gonna shout out John Pon, Jan Pon, whatever. I'm gonna shout out that musician again. What he did with the short amount of time is just great. I love. He brought. Like I said, I'm not musically inclined, but what he brought to that song, there's like some tremolos, and it just goes up and then goes down. It's just a nice package, and I really feel like the bees working through his song that I brought today. So it's very impressive. Yeah,
The
I
buzzing.
like it.
It's buzzing. A buzzing
Yeah.
track.
Thanks.
Nice one. Well, what's your next song, Scotch?
My next song is called Underlake from the game The Night Witch. This song was composed by Damian Sanchez, who also did the music for Temtem, if you ever played that. And,
I haven't played, but it's that Pokemon clone, right?
Yeah. This game is a gated exploration bullet hell, which is an interesting mix of genres. And
What is a gated exploration game?
a Metroidvania.
Oh, okay.
This song is a little bit later in the game, where there's been like a tonal shift in the story, and some thing. I don't want to get into spoilers, but some things are happening, and the game's starting to take a turn at this point. So
Cool. Let's have a listen. Wow. I went through all emotions.
Yeah, that's what
in
I
this
was gonna
song.
say. It feels like
Yes.
going all the stages of from grief. At the start, you're sad, and then there's a moment where it feels a lot more angry. It's kind of like a middle soundtrack suddenly, and then it goes back to being more like I don't have all the stages in my face, but the bargaining and all that stuff, the acceptance, it really feels like going through the stages of grief in one song. That's amazing.
Yeah, when when I listened to this, I felt like lost in a library or something, and just searching for the exit and couldn't find it. And then there's the metal part in between, in the middle section of the song, and I'm just ripping through all the books and all the closets, and yeah, and then suddenly I feel like, oh, I really can't find it, the exit, and I'm just feel like,
Stuck.
okay, well, just let's read a book or something, because I'm here now. So yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like
and
all
that was
stages of
before or
emotions.
after your beer bottle incident.
It's all haze. I don't know.
And that's amazing. It's like a very very good cinematic song in just an indie game that I bet not I've never heard of that game, and there are just so many amazing composers composing music for all kind of games. It's really impressive.
Yeah. I've not really heard anybody talk about this game, like, at all.
No,
So,
I never heard of it. Is there more metal in this soundtrack, or is it
no.
only that 1 second?
There's a couple of, like, the battle themes when you're going up against bosses that have a little bit of the heavier guitar going into them, but most of the music is a little bit more chill, like the opening and closing. But it's a great soundtrack across the entire game, and a fantastic game.
I bet. And you said there was like a spoilers section to the story right before this song. How well do you think this song fits that tonal shift?
Oh, I think it fits the tonal shift quite well. With what the character is currently going through in their story, that this song fits perfectly.
Is the character lost in the library?
No.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I don't know if it fits then, but well, anyway, let's continue with my song. It's very similar song actually. It's from a free game called Hero Core. You can just download it. It's on Windows, and it's called New Caves, and it's by Brother Android. Let's have a listen. So, what do you think?
I like it. It's pretty simplistic in its arrangements, but it also like it's not like boring. Like it's entertaining to listen to. It's just it's I don't know how to let me think on that for a second. Let me think if there's a better way to express what I'm trying to say. No, I don't think there is. It's
Perfect on the first try.
yeah. Either that or I just don't have the language to explain what I'm trying to say. But it's like it is simplistic because it's not like it doesn't have a complex range of emotions, but it is like an entertaining tune to listen to. Like it's a little bit of a bop despite its simplicity.
Yeah.
It's a
It
bit
does have
similar
a
as your
rhythm to
song,
it.
right? It's a bit similar as your song from the Night Witch.
Yeah.
It's basically a perfect copy.
Right?
But yeah, it does have like a nice rhythm to it. I could see this being a good thing if the game requires a lot of dexterity. Like if you were playing, let's say, Super Meat Boy, where you have to be very precise, your jumps and everything. Having a simple soundtrack that gets you like in the rhythm of jumping and everything really fits what you're doing, because you cannot get too emotional or too invested in the soundtrack while you have to be really precise in your movement and your button presses and everything. So I think it fits that kind of game where you it's kind of actiony and you have to be concentrated while you play.
Yeah, it's like a 2600 Atari 2600 styled monochrome
Yeah.
search action shoot 'em up. So
Okay.
Cool.
it's
Yeah, so
And I by what I said, I don't mean to be like degrading towards it. Like I'm not saying in any way that what I said was like a negative, right? Like
Oh, no.
I
Yeah,
still
yeah.
think it's 100% positive.
yeah.
I got that from what you said.
Okay.
I like how the music somewhere in this tune is like sort of how they when they spin vinyl, that they slow down the vinyl. There's
Yeah.
like sort of that
Yeah.
that vibe
Yeah, it's
in
kind
the,
of weird.
in the track.
It also
I
plays
like
with it also plays with both channels. Like at some point there's a bit of stereo effects in the song. So
Mhm.
that's cool.
I wonder if they made this on Game Boy or something. I can see that this is pure Game Boy soundtrack, but I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, it's your turn again, Squatch. Right?
Oh, is it Potomax's
no.
turn?
Oh,
No,
oh yeah, I
it's
lost
time
track
for
again.
My
Sorry.
final song. You don't want to hear my final song.
Okay, let's listen to your song then.
Yeah. For my final song, I've chosen a song, just a perfect bop. The song is just so good. It's from Donut Dodo, so it's an arcade platformer akin to the first Donkey Kong game, but prettier and more involved. It was made a couple years ago. I really like that game. I made a couple tiny arcades out of paper, and in one of them I put that song in it with a bit of electronic. So it's the song for the level Funhouse Fiasco. So it has like a carnival theme to it. It's really energetic. It's really, really good. I like to listen to that song while I'm listening to Indie Quest. So when I listen to some podcasts and I need the podcast to be a bit more lively, I put that in the background while I listen to the podcast.
very relaxing song. Yeah, I can totally hear it. Putting this on when I'm listening to Indie Quest. That's
It would make it more entertaining.
makes it a lot better, I guess.
I just want to say the screenshots on this link that you gave us, they are the most Amiga looking sprites I have seen in a long time. They're just so bright and colorful.
Amiga rules.
It's really the vibe of the game. It has a lot of frames of animation on the main character too. The game, like, it's a single screen arcade game, so the levels are very short, so you don't listen necessarily to this song the whole way through every time you play the level, but it matches that energy. You have to go fast, you have to collect donuts, there's that silly dodo running around. It's so fun. It's also very hard.
This one is on my wish list for a while now, but it's going up there now.
Yeah, I can recommend, but it's very hard. I've never beaten, like, to beat the normal mode, you have to do 2 loops. I've never managed to do it, but I've had fun playing those 2 loops still. But it's a good arcade game.
So not a good game if you listen to a podcast where you have to beat a good amount of games.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, your last song, Scotch. Let's hear it.
My last song is called Shred from the game Lethal League Blaze, which is a fighting game. I love Lethal League. It's like one of my top 5 favorite fighting games of all time. The concept of the game, if you've never seen it, is you're trying to hit a ball at your opponent instead of hitting your opponent. And man, it's just so much fun. It's like, it's no other words can describe it. And the soundtrack, the entire soundtrack is amazing. It was hard to pick one song. I could have picked 4 songs from this soundtrack easily.
I can vouch for Scotch. This game is amazing and the soundtrack is amazing. That's what I like to call like an indirect competition. Like a bit like if you play Tetris Attack or Tetris, you both do your thing on your own side and you're not directly competing with your folks. It's not 100% that in Little League, but the concept is the same. You have to fight for the ball and you're not fighting your opponent. So you have to be in your game and not 100% trying to counteract your opponent. So that's what I like from this fighting game. It's not the same mood as just trying to avoid the punches and punch your opponent. You have to learn the pattern of the ball and be good at the game first and then be good at the competition.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting for a football game.
It's a base.
Let's have a listen. Yeah, I can see myself sitting on a beach on a starry night with the waves crashing, listening to this music. Really like that vibe of counting the stars and beautiful starlight, and yeah, falling asleep on the beach while the flood is going over me. And when I wake up, I lost my pants.
As you do.
Like something, yeah. Right? Yeah.
I can see myself hitting somebody in the face with a bottle while listening to this song.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know if it's a brace in the song, but is it brass? The like the trumpets.
Yeah.
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 Eh,
Yeah. There's some trumpet in
Yeah,
there.
I don't know if it.
You call it in Dutch. In Dutch, you call that toeters.
Oh, sweet, the tooters.
Oh.
So yeah, the trumpets remind me a lot of like I don't know, like a sweaty, smoky casino room, like tough dudes battling it out with the cards, smoking cigars. There's something very, I don't know, masculine to this song somehow. I don't know, it's the vibe that I get from this. It's good. It's really good. It just
Yeah, but you played the game, so you've seen something different.
yeah,
than me.
that doesn't fit the game at all. The game is like futuristic and like there's robots and stuff, so that doesn't fit the game at all.
It's very cyberpunk, and
Yeah.
the game kind of looks like Jet Set Radio. Like they got a lot of their design inspiration from Jet Set Radio, and kind of a lot of the musical feel from Jet Set also.
But with a basketball.
Yeah.
Or a baseball.
Oh yeah.
Well, which
Nice.
character do you play in Little League, Scotch? Well, I mean,
Oh, I played Jet.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm
So Jet, she's a girl on roller skates and hits the ball with her skates. That's who I usually play. Who do
That's
you
very
play as?
convenient.
I like to play as Candyman. I'm a annoying Candyman player, but I also I don't remember the skateboard guy, and I like to just skateboard around at the top of the screen.
Oh yeah, he can be a pain
Yeah.
also.
But guys, we should bring obscure games. You both played it, so
That's-
we
yeah.
failed.
There,
I mean that's
That's
true.
true.
Yeah.
but it's not like it's the first indie podcast that fails that criteria, right?
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should bring obscure games like Minecraft and
Yeah, some
Shantae, maybe?
Shantae's tracks.
yeah, Shantae.
Yeah.
Those are that's definitely indie, or maybe something like Hollow Knight or something.
Yeah.
I think no one plays that.
No.
Maybe
Yeah,
for next
next
time.
let's do some better indie picks.
Very obscure stuff. Yeah. Anyway, maybe this one isn't that obscure as well, but I'm going to bring it anyways. It's a song from a game I never brought to the show, so
Once again.
you probably never played it either.
You keep playing
Yeah.
games just for your own fun.
Right? Yes. Anyway, it's a game from Vlambeer, Studio Vlambeer. They made very cool games like Nuclear Throne, one of my favorites. But one game which is free is sort of Wolfenstein-like shooter. So very two-dimensional with very cool monsters in there and very cool vibes. And it's free, so you can just download it on Windows. And the soundtrack is amazing. It's by Yukio Kallio. He makes more soundtracks for them as well, for other indie games as well. And for this game, they invented the imaginary language,
Wow.
and it's also in this song. So let's have a listen.
Yeah. Step 是给我的个浪的，我也不如我用我那我呀，三呀我这有我来呀，来我你中文的呀，我三呀我你给我的老多，呀我是个，我是我就是我就来呀，我是个way，来这嘛都给我的力，还是给我想看我的味道的，我是我的我耶，我是我的我嘞，我是我看我嘞。我是个娃的，我看我的刀，我就我耶。74是我呐，看到我是给我的个浪呐，我也不如我用我那我呀，三呀我真有我来呀，来我你中文的呀，我三呀我你给我的老多，呀我是个，我是我就是我就来呀，74是我呐，看到我是给我的个浪呐，我也不如我用我那我呀，三呀我真有我来呀，来我你中文的呀，我三呀我你给我的老多。我是个，我是我就是我就来呀！我是个way，来这嘛都给我的力，还是给我想看我的味道的，我是我的我耶，我是我的我嘞，我是我看我嘞，我是我的我是个我的我看我的呀，我就我耶。
That's a very cool track. I like that. Like the made up language that's
just
in
admit
it.
you have like
it-
police around you. No.
Yes, cops are driving past my
Yeah.
house as we speak. I'm sorry.
Aren't they going to?
Yeah. Did you punch
Get
someone
you?
with a bottle?
No. No, I did not hit anybody with a bottle.
Okay.
They also did not find me.
Okay. Sorry. You can continue.
Oh, I don't remember what I was saying now. Yeah, so the made up language, it like it's really fitting. It feels like somebody like, you know, maybe like speak rapping, like not quite like not like full rapping, but you know that there's kind of that in between where like you're keeping rhythm but kind of like spoken word poetry. But in a language that you can't understand. It's very cool. I kind of want to know what they're saying in that language. Like, if there's a translation, or if there's no translation for the game, then, I mean, it could be made up.
I really don't know. I know the composer is also a Finnish person, just like the people from Zero Ranger. And he is raised in Japan, if I remember, if I got my information right.
Okay.
Which I don't know if you ever heard Suomi, the language they speak in Finland. This is also very strange. So maybe this is just Finnish. We don't know. We can tell.
And nobody bothers checking.
I was gonna say that it's like maybe 20 people live in Finland. So, yeah, it was dumb joke. Don't worry about it.
So I was just going to say that the song in itself reminded me like a cartoon villain trying to like bring the main character to his own evil plan, like doing this rap song, trying to explain why he's actually a good guy and just being very menacing while he does it. I don't know. That's the vibe I got from it.
That could be very well be true, because I think the main character speaks of the protagonist speaks the same language, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I played it, but it's very fun. It's yeah. If you think a Wolfenstein shooter, you think it's very basic, but this is very high paced and yeah, with this crazy soundtrack under it. directly gives a total different
Yeah,
vibe
really,
than
I bet.
Wolfenstein 3D. So it's very colorful. So yeah, I think that's this was our last song. Do we have any plugs?
Yeah, well, man. On my end, I'd like to plug the Potomax itch.io page. It's there's a bunch of really cool games out there. I really like what this guy does. There's arcade games. Well, that was mainly only arcade games, but it's all free. It's very retro. I really like it. So give Potomax.itch.io play. Give it some love. I highly recommend it.
I'll check it out. Do you have some shout outs or plugs for a nice show or something, Scotch?
Yeah, there's this guy called Scotch and Hobbies. He streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/Scotch and Hobbies. Usually Mondays and Wednesdays, and I hear he's playing Halo right now, so which is the most indie game that's ever existed. Halo, made by that small company Microsoft.
Well, they publish their own stuff, right? So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So we could have brought Maybe next time we'll bring some Halo to the show.
Nice.
And what about you, Weedo?
Cool. Well, then I'll plug New Game Old Flame. It's a really awesome podcast I listen to. They like Good Boy Galaxy I brought. They only bring games to the show from like old new games on old platforms. So Game Boy, Commodore 64, Atari 2600 even. Really awesome hosts. So give them a listen as well.
Nice choice.
Excellent.
Nice. Okay. Well, to end this show, I have one more track after we say goodbye. It's a track from an yet to released game called Phantom Fury, which is also a first-person shooter in the style of the Duke Nukem 2001 trailer.
Wow.
So, yeah. So
that's such a good idea.
That old style.
Wow.
Probably this game is going to suck as well, just like Duke Nukem ended up, because the demo wasn't good. But maybe it will be good. But what is good is a soundtrack, and it's made by one of my fellow Quake mappers, Alex with a K. He does all the music for that game, as far as I know. So I wanted to plug him as well here, and we're going to listen to that song. Before we listen, we're going to say goodbye. So send us an email or comment on this YouTube video, and we see you next time.
Bye.
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 Okay, post-recording Vito here. Just to clarify, this episode is made for April Fools and as a bootleg version of the Indie Quest OST episodes. Just for fun. I never hit someone with a beer bottle. So if this gets out without any context, this is why we made it, just for fun. Go listen to Indie Quest. They're a great show. And also check the rest of the Polymedia podcasts. Also go join their Patreon so you can talk with us on the Discord. See you there. Bye.